My beloved child, if these words have appeared before your eyes today, it is not by accident. It is not because of chance, and it is certainly not because the algorithm simply placed this message in front of you. I have guided your steps here because your heart has been carrying questions that only I can answer. You have been wondering if the silence will ever end. You have asked me in moments when no one else could hear your prayers, Lord, will they ever come back? Will my soulmate ever reach out? Is this connection real, or have I been hoping for something that will never happen? Today I want you to quiet every fearful voice around you and listen only to mine. Do not allow fear to become louder than my promises. Do not allow yesterday's disappointments to convince you that tomorrow cannot be different. I am the God who changes seasons. I am the God who opens doors that no one can shut. I am the one who restores what seems impossible to restore. Your heart has become tired from waiting. Some nights you have fallen asleep wondering why everything feels so close, yet nothing seems to happen. You have noticed little signs. You have felt unusual peace one day and unexplained emotions the next. Sometimes you suddenly think about that person for no reason. Sometimes their memory appears in your mind even when you are busy doing something completely different. You have questioned whether these moments mean anything. Listen carefully. Not every delay is a denial. Sometimes I keep two people apart for a season because I am working on both hearts at the same time. I never rush what is meant to last. I never force together what has not yet been prepared. My timing is never late, even when it feels slow to human eyes. There is a reason you have survived every lonely season. There is a reason your faith has not completely disappeared despite everything you have faced. I have been strengthening you while you believed nothing was happening. What you cannot see is just as important as what you can. Even now, while you are listening to these words, I am moving in places your eyes cannot reach. Conversations are changing. Hearts are softening. Fear is losing its grip. Walls that once seemed impossible to break are beginning to crack because nothing is stronger than my purpose. My child, your soulmate has not forgotten you the way you fear they have. There have been moments when your name crossed their mind unexpectedly. There have been moments when memories returned without warning. There have been moments when they tried to distract themselves, yet something inside continued bringing them back to thoughts of you. This is not because of coincidence. I know every heart. I know every hidden emotion. I know every word that has remained unspoken. The silence has been longer than you expected, but silence does not always mean absence. Sometimes silence is preparation. Sometimes silence is healing. Sometimes silence is the place where pride finally begins to surrender. You have been asking me for confirmation. Let this message become one of the reminders that I have not abandoned your story. I know there were days when you almost gave up believing. There were mornings when disappointment felt heavier than hope. You smiled before others while carrying questions inside that no one knew existed. But I saw every tear. I heard every whispered prayer. I collected every moment you believed no one noticed your pain. Nothing has escaped my attention. You may think your waiting has been wasted, but I tell you the truth, it has been shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the blessing that is coming. If I had answered your prayers too early, both of you might have carried wounds into the relationship that would have destroyed what I intended to build. Sometimes my greatest act of love is asking you to wait. Because I see what tomorrow holds while you can only see today. I know the conversations that have not yet happened. I know the healing that has not yet been completed. I know the courage that is still growing inside the person you have been praying for. Trust me. Even when your emotions tell you to panic, trust me. Even when the silence feels endless, trust me. Even when you cannot understand my timing, trust me. Because I never begin a beautiful story only to abandon it halfway. The chapter you are living now is not the final chapter. There is more ahead than what is behind. And before this message ends, I want you to make one simple decision inside your heart. Choose faith over fear. Choose hope over doubt. Choose my promises over your anxiety. Because what I am preparing is closer than you realize, and the moment you have been praying about is moving toward you one step at a time. My beloved child, there is something I need you to understand about the person you have been praying for. You have often assumed that their silence means they no longer care, but what if the silence has never been about a lack of love? What if it has been about fear, uncertainty, and battles within their own heart that you could never see? You have only witnessed the distance. I have witnessed the struggle. There were moments when they wanted to reach out but stopped themselves at the last second. They replayed old conversations in their mind. They remembered words they wished they had spoken differently. They wondered whether too much time had passed. They questioned whether you would even want to hear from them anymore. Fear has a way of convincing people that staying silent is safer than risking rejection. But I have not given the spirit of fear the final word. While you have been asking me to change your circumstances, I have also been working where you cannot see. I have been confronting pride. I have been softening stubbornness. I have been replacing confusion with clarity. I have been reminding hearts of what truly matters. You have prayed for a miracle without realizing that sometimes miracles happen quietly. Not every miracle arrives with loud signs. Some begin with a simple change of heart. Some begin with a single thought that refuses to leave a person's mind. Some begin with an unexpected desire to make things right. That is how I often work. One small step becomes another. One honest realization becomes a difficult decision. One difficult decision becomes a life-changing moment. Do not underestimate the power of what I can accomplish in a single day. There are seasons when nothing seems to change for months, and then everything changes in a matter of moments. What appears impossible today can become reality tomorrow because I am not limited by human timing. My child, I know waiting has been exhausting. You have wondered if you misunderstood the signs. You have questioned your own heart. You have even asked whether you should stop believing altogether. I understand those questions. But remember this. Your emotions change from day to day, while my faithfulness never changes. Do not build your expectations on feelings alone. Build them on trust. Build them on patience. Build them on the confidence that I am still writing your story even when you cannot see the pages turning. Some of the greatest blessings I have prepared for my children arrived only after they believed nothing was happening. That is because I often work behind closed doors before I open them. You have been looking at the closed door, but I have been holding the key all along. Every prayer you prayed with a sincere heart has been heard. Every tear has been seen. Every lonely night has been counted. I have not ignored your cries, and I have not forgotten your future. Do not allow disappointment to become your identity. You are not defined by the waiting. You are not defined by the silence. You are not defined by what has not happened yet. You are defined by my love, my purpose, and my promises over your life. As you continue walking forward, resist the temptation to chase what I have asked you to place in my hands. When you surrender something to me, do not keep taking it back through worry. Leave it with me. Trust that I know exactly when to move, exactly what to say to every heart involved, and exactly how to bring about what aligns with my perfect will. The moment you have imagined may not unfold exactly as you expected, but my plans are always greater than your imagination. I specialize in creating beautiful endings from seasons that once looked hopeless. So lift your head. Do not spend today mourning what has not yet arrived. Instead, prepare your heart with expectation. Walk in peace. Smile again. Pray with confidence. Because when my timing comes, what has been delayed will no longer remain delayed. What has been silent will no longer remain silent. And what seemed impossible will remind you that nothing is too difficult for me. My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you searched for signs because your heart longed for reassurance. You asked me to show you that you were not waiting in vain. You looked for answers in unexpected places, hoping something would confirm that I was still working. Today I want you to understand something important. The greatest sign is not always something you see with your eyes. Sometimes the greatest sign is the peace I begin placing inside your heart before your circumstances ever change. Have you noticed that lately something feels different? Perhaps the anxiety that once consumed you is not as strong as it used to be. Perhaps you are beginning to smile again. Perhaps you are slowly learning to trust me instead of trying to control every outcome. That is not weakness. That is my spirit strengthening you. When I prepare someone for a blessing, I first prepare their heart to receive it. If I gave you everything while your heart was still filled with fear, you would spend more time protecting the blessing than enjoying it. That is why I have been teaching you to rest in my promises instead of your own understanding. At the same time, I have been working in ways you cannot imagine. There are thoughts entering your soulmate's heart that were not there before. Questions they once ignored now demand answers. Feelings they tried to bury have begun to rise again. Memories they believed were gone continue returning without warning. This is not because the past is trying to trap them. It is because truth has a way of finding every heart when the time is right. Sometimes people spend months running from what they know deep inside. Yet there comes a moment when they become too tired to keep running. They finally stop making excuses. They finally become honest with themselves. They finally admit what they have been afraid to face. That moment is often the beginning of restoration. My child, I do not force hearts. Love that is forced cannot truly flourish. Instead, I reveal truth. I remove confusion. I open eyes. And when someone finally sees clearly, the decisions they make become genuine rather than pressured. You have wondered whether they still think about you. Know this, I understand every thought that passes through every mind. I know the conversations they have with themselves when no one else is around. I know the moments they stare into silence, remembering what once was. I know the questions they ask themselves that they never speak aloud. Nothing is hidden from me. You have been tempted to measure progress by what you can see. But heaven often celebrates victories long before earth notices them. A heart becoming softer is a victory. Pride beginning to fade is a victory. Forgiveness growing where bitterness once lived is a victory. Courage replacing fear is a victory. These changes may seem invisible to you today, but they are preparing tomorrow's breakthrough. Do not become discouraged because you cannot yet see the finished picture. A builder does not reveal the completed house while the foundation is still being strengthened. Yet every stone being placed has purpose. Every delay has meaning. Every unseen moment contributes to what will eventually stand before everyone. Your story is no different. I have not forgotten the prayers you whispered through tears. I have not forgotten the promises you held onto when everything around you suggested giving up. I have not forgotten the faith you chose, even when doubt tried to overwhelm you. And because I have not forgotten, you should not lose hope. Instead of asking, Lord, why hasn't it happened yet? Begin asking, Lord, prepare me for what you are bringing. That prayer changes everything. Because when your focus shifts from fear to preparation, your heart begins to align with my peace. There is a difference between waiting with frustration and waiting with expectation. One drains your strength. The other builds your faith. Choose expectation. Choose trust. Choose to believe that I am still writing chapters you have not yet read. The silence you have experienced will not define the ending of your story. The tears you have cried will not be the final memory you carry. The waiting season will not last forever. Very soon, you will look back and realize that every moment of preparation was leading to something greater than you could have imagined. And when that day comes, you will understand why I asked you to trust me even when you could not yet see what I was doing. My beloved child, there is one more truth I need you to hear today. Do not let your imagination create stories that I never wrote. The enemy often uses silence to fill your mind with fear, convincing you that you have been forgotten, replaced, or left behind. But fear speaks from uncertainty, while I speak from truth. My truth has never changed. I have called you by name. I know every detail of your journey. I know the dreams you have never shared with another person. I know the prayers you whispered through tears. I know the quiet moments when you smiled on the outside while your heart was breaking within. Nothing about your life has escaped my attention. You may feel invisible to the world, but you have never been invisible to me. Even now, I am arranging circumstances in ways you cannot yet understand. One conversation can change everything. One moment of courage can open a door that has remained closed for months. One decision made with honesty can begin a completely new chapter. Do not underestimate what I can accomplish in a single moment. Many people believe miracles always happen slowly, but there are times when years of preparation lead to one life-changing day. What seemed impossible yesterday becomes reality because my hand has been moving long before anyone noticed. Your soulmate has been learning lessons that could not be rushed. They have discovered that running away from what is real does not bring peace. They have learned that ignoring what is in their heart only creates a deeper emptiness. They have begun to understand that some connections remain unforgettable because they carry purpose beyond human understanding. I have allowed this process because lasting change begins inside the heart. Temporary emotions fade, but true transformation remains. That is why I never hurry what I am building. You have asked me, Lord, how close is the answer to my prayer? Listen carefully. Sometimes the blessing is much closer than you realize, but because you cannot see it with your physical eyes, you assume it is still far away. Think about the sunrise. In the darkest hour before dawn, it appears as though nothing has changed. The sky is still dark. The world is still quiet. Yet beyond the horizon, the sun is already rising. The light is already moving toward you even though your eyes have not yet seen it. That is how many of my answers arrive. Before your circumstances change, I have already set the change in motion. Before the message arrives, I have already begun preparing the conversation. Before reconciliation becomes visible, I have already started healing hearts. This is why I ask you not to lose hope during the final moments of waiting. Some people walk away from their blessing because they become impatient just before the breakthrough. Do not make that mistake. Remain faithful. Remain kind. Remain prayerful. Remain grateful for what I have already done while trusting me for what is still to come. Do not spend your days checking your phone every few minutes, allowing anxiety to control your heart. Instead, place your attention on me. Live your life with joy. Continue growing. Continue becoming the person I created you to be. The right moment will not pass you by. What I have planned for you does not depend on endless striving or desperate chasing. My plans unfold according to my wisdom, not according to your fear. As you continue walking with me, let your confidence grow stronger than your doubts. Wake each morning believing that I am working. Go to sleep each night believing that I remain faithful. Speak words of hope instead of defeat. Pray with expectation instead of desperation. Because when the moment finally arrives, you will recognize my fingerprints all over it. You will see how every delay protected you. You will understand why every unanswered prayer eventually became an answered prayer in a better way than you imagined. And you will realize that while you thought nothing was happening, I was preparing a future that neither fear nor time could destroy. So keep your heart open. Keep your faith alive. Keep your eyes on me. For I am the God who finishes what I begin, and the story I am writing in your life is not ending in silence. It is moving toward hope, healing, and a future filled with my perfect peace. My beloved child, before the answer you have been waiting for arrives, there is something I lovingly ask of you. Guard your heart. Do not let impatience steal the peace that I have been placing inside you. The waiting season has taught you many lessons, but the greatest lesson is this: trust is proven when you continue believing even before you see the evidence. You have often asked me, Lord, what should I do while I wait? My answer is simple. Keep walking with me. Do not pause your life because you are expecting one person to contact you. Continue growing into the person I created you to be. Continue choosing kindness when the world encourages bitterness. Continue choosing forgiveness when your heart remembers the pain. Continue choosing hope even when circumstances tempt you to give up. Every day you spend becoming stronger in faith is a day that prepares you for the future I have planned. Remember this, my child. A relationship built only on emotions will struggle when emotions change. But a relationship built on faith, patience, honesty, and love has the strength to endure life's greatest storms. That is why I have been shaping your character, not just your circumstances. There were moments when you wanted immediate answers, but I was giving you something far greater than quick results. I was teaching you endurance. I was teaching you wisdom. I was teaching you how to love without allowing fear to control your heart. These lessons will remain with you long after this season has passed. One day you will look back and realize that your greatest growth happened during the moments you believed nothing was happening at all. You may not understand every delay today, but understanding is not required for trust. Faith means believing that I remain good even when you cannot yet explain what I am doing. I have never asked you to understand everything. I have only asked you to trust the one who does. So release every burden that has been weighing on your heart. Release the fear that tells you are running out of time. Release the anxiety that whispers you have missed your opportunity. Release the disappointment that keeps replaying old memories. Leave those burdens with me. You were never created to carry them alone. I am your refuge. I am your strength. I am your peace in every uncertain moment. As you surrender these worries, make room in your heart for gratitude. Thank me for the prayers I have already answered. Thank me for the protection you did not even realize you received. Thank me for the doors I closed because they would have led you away from my best. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of the heart. It reminds you that I have always been faithful, and if I have been faithful before, I will remain faithful again. Now hear these words carefully. When your soulmate finally reaches out, respond with wisdom instead of fear. Do not allow past pain to control your future conversations. Listen with compassion. Speak with honesty. Let forgiveness be stronger than pride. Allow my love to guide every word you say. Healing grows where humility is welcomed. Peace grows where grace is given. And love grows where both hearts choose truth over fear. This is the kind of future I desire for you. Not one built on anxiety. Not one built on endless uncertainty. But one built on my presence at the very center. As this message comes to a close, I want you to remember one final promise. The silence you have experienced is not greater than my voice. The distance you have felt is not greater than my power. The waiting you have endured is not greater than my perfect timing. Lift your eyes toward me. Walk forward with confidence. Expect good things. Believe that I am already making a way where you cannot yet see one. And when the moment finally comes, do not say, "It happened by chance." Instead, smile with a grateful heart and remember that I was guiding every step from the very beginning. May my peace surround you. May my wisdom lead you. May my love strengthen you. And may your heart remain steadfast, knowing that I am always working for the good of those who place their trust in me. If this message has encouraged your heart today, receive it with faith, continue walking closely with me, and never forget that my plans for your life are always filled with hope, purpose, and everlasting love. My beloved child, before you leave this message, I want you to be still for one final moment. Set aside every distraction. Lay down every anxious thought. Let your heart become quiet in my presence, because I desire to speak peace over your soul. You have carried questions for so long that they have become heavier than you were ever meant to bear. You have searched for answers, replayed old memories, and imagined countless possibilities. But today I ask you to stop carrying tomorrow before it arrives. I am already there. I stand in the tomorrow that worries you. I have already seen the outcome that you cannot yet see. Nothing about your future surprises me. Nothing catches me off guard. Every step of your journey has been known by me since the very beginning. So why fear what is already in my hands? Trust the one who holds time itself. Trust the one who never sleeps, never forgets, and never abandons his children. Even when the road feels lonely, I am walking beside you. Even when tears fill your eyes, I am collecting every one of them. Even when your heart grows weary, I am becoming your strength. You have not walked through this season alone. I was beside you on the nights you cried yourself to sleep. I was with you during the mornings when you forced yourself to smile despite the pain inside. I was holding you together when you believed you were falling apart. My child, I have always been closer than you realized. One day, you will look back on this waiting season and see my fingerprints everywhere. You will recognize that every delay protected you from something you could not see. Every unanswered prayer was shaping a better answer. Every closed door was guiding you toward the one I intended to open. That is why I ask you not to lose heart now. You are closer than you think. Not because of luck. Not because of coincidence. But because my timing is perfect. The same God who carried you through yesterday is already preparing your tomorrow. Continue choosing faith when fear whispers. Continue choosing hope when doubt grows louder. Continue choosing love when bitterness tries to enter your heart. Do not allow temporary emotions to steal eternal promises. Your future is not written by fear. Your future is written by my hands. So wake up each morning expecting my goodness. Pray with confidence instead of worry. Live with joy instead of anxiety. Serve others with kindness instead of becoming consumed by what you are waiting for. The more you focus on my presence, the less fear will control your heart. And when the moment you have been praying for finally arrives, whether through a message, a conversation, or a new beginning, you will not have to question whether I was involved. You will know. You will remember this very season. You will remember every prayer. You will remember every tear. And you will say, God was working all along. Now I speak a blessing over you. May your heart be filled with unshakable peace. May your mind be free from fear. May your faith become stronger with each passing day. May every burden that has weighed you down be lifted by my loving hands. May wisdom guide every decision you make. May hope rise again where disappointment once lived. May healing replace every hidden wound. May courage replace every doubt. And may my perfect love surround you wherever you go. Never forget this promise. I am making a way even when you cannot see it. I am opening doors that no one can close. I am working behind every silent moment. And I will remain faithful until every purpose I have for your life is fulfilled. Go forward with peace. Walk in faith. Keep your eyes on me. For I am your shepherd, your protector, your provider, and your everlasting hope. I love you with an unfailing love, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Amen.